Hey, it's MK, and I am here with another Kit Conspiracy layout for you guys today, and I'm also using one of the Christie's Beautiful Life sketches that I did not get to last month, and this one is by Kirsten Hughes. I was a little intimidated by this sketch at first, just because of all the paper that I felt like was required, but once I pulled it all together and started using some scraps, I didn't feel as intimidated. So I'm going to use this stencil that I found at a cheap shop, along with that ink that I found from yesterday's layout. I have some lacy bits that was left over on my desk, as well as this tree heart arrow or tree, I don't even know what I call it in the shop. And then I've got some scrap 3x4 cards that I thought would, I don't know, make little tucky pieces and whatnot. Lots of stickers and tiny word pieces, phrases, things like that. I've got 2 photos that I plan on cutting down to 3x3s, and then my scraps. So I pulled in the scraps that I used yesterday, as well as the scraps that I have been using basically all week for the last, 3 days? And I also have my Creative Memories circle cutter because she has a half circle element, and I don't really know how I'm going to bring that in. But I do know that I'm going to cut my photos down to 3x3 so I can use my 3x4 cut apart cards. And I think I actually cut them down to 2 7/8 so that way I don't have to change the cut apart cards. I'm going to take my stencil and only use a little bit of it, and here and there and everywhere. I just really thought that this would be such a cool stencil just to have peeking out from behind. White space scares me. I don't know why, but I can't leave white space well enough alone. And so for me, I have decided that stenciling is my best bet. It's easy for me to clean up. It's easy for me to just add it really quickly to my layout and then be done with it, right? I don't have to clean my stencil right away. I can keep creating if I wanted to. I don't really have to do a whole lot of work. I do have to say, as fast as this layout looks like it's going, it really wasn't that fast. I honestly struggled at trying to figure out how big was this piece? How tall was this piece? What if it this? What if that? And honestly, that's how this whole layout was, and that's why it was so intimidating, because I got in that rut of it has to be, right? This is how it has to be. And I forget every now and then that I can tell myself, no, it doesn't. I constantly forget that I tell myself it doesn't have to be that way. So that is just one of the things that, I sometimes get into is I fall into the it has to be phase. And I have to keep telling myself that, no, it doesn't. And it's just, no matter how many years I do this, I still fall into that phase. Scuffed up my edges again, because again, we are still outdoors. And I, again, struggled with the circle because she only uses like half a circle, and my circle goes almost all the way around. And oh my gosh, you guys, the struggle is real. It's real for everybody, to be honest. Here I am makeshifting my photo mats. I decided to use my 3x4 cards as photo mats, but pretend like I have the full piece. And so I just smushed them and married them together to make it look like I had a full piece when really I did not. But in the end, I'm going to be the only person to know unless you watch the video, right? I'm going to go ahead and get all that stuff glued down because I know I don't have a whole lot of tucking to do. I kept my elements for this layout very bare minimum because honestly, I really liked how this sketch left the embellishments to your to your discretion, I guess is the right word. She has a little bit of sprinkling here and there on the sketch, but in all honesty, it is entirely up to you how you want to do it. I do love this addition of this burlap lacy piece. That is another goal that I have, is to use this stuff up because I've probably had it for about 5 years and the rolls still look brand new. Yep. I have to tell you a gross, disgusting story about these rolls. I went to go pick up this particular roll for whatever layout that I used it on first, which I think was 2 weeks ago, and I found seeds in it. Seeds. Do you know what that means? That means I have a mouse in the house, and he is collecting and saving for the winter. At first I was like, what in the world? And then they spilt everywhere when I picked it up and twisted it to see what they were. And so of course I have a big old huge mess, and I called my husband right away and I said, we have a mouse. And don't get me wrong, he caught it 2 days later, but I just was, I've never seen anything like that, you guys. I have never seen that cute little stash. It's not cute. It's gross and disgusting. I get it. But it just made me giggle that he chose my ribbon spools. And it also made me giggle that that's how long it takes me to pick those spools up. Yes. So, lesson learned, use your stuff. If not, touch it often enough to where rodents don't want to move in. But the mouse has been excavated from the premises. So I really do like this cluster over on the right. I love the little bird cage with the bird outside of the cage. I love the little heart arrow design with the little trees in it. And then, of course, it says, I don't know, take it day by day. And I love that. I love how it swooshes just perfect where it goes along with my arrow. I mean, it was like meant to be. So in my journaling, I messed up. I actually I put the cart in front of the horse and messed up on the word I was trying to write. And now I am discouraged. It's like, okay, what do I want to do? I'm going to cover it up. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cover it up and then add a word like I meant to do it. But it's not a bold word. It's not a word that I wanted to highlight, because instead of thinking about covering it up first and then rewriting the word on it being highlighted, I wrote the word below it. So I had to come up with another word that made sense in my sentence with what I was going for. So it's just one of those things, you guys. And I went with it. I was like, okay, whatever. It'll look great no matter what it is. And I forget how I used to do it that way, highlighting certain words when I mess up like that. But yeah, it still ended up working as it was. And then, of course, to draw a little bit more attention to my globe that I added to my design, I decided to take my my pen, Muji pen, and just do a bunch of squiggly lines going around it, whatnot. So anyways, I do love how this turned out. It really was. And it came together so fast, even though I was one of those where I struggled with it at first because it was intimidating. I don't know why it was intimidating, but sometimes that's what happens. All right, Kirsten, thank you so much for such an amazing sketch. I did enjoy, once I got past my intimidation, I did enjoy working with your sketch very, very much. Don't forget to check out the links down below for Christy's Beautiful Life Series 14. Also, too, I have the Facebook group link for Kit Conspiracy and Janet. So up in the top, I do tag Janet, which means you can click on it and it instantly goes straight to her channel. I know it took me all month to tell you guys this. Go me. But yes, that is how you can easily get to her channel instead of just going and searching for Galaxy Girl Creations. It's actually a clickable link. So I think that's pretty cool that YouTube does that for us. So I can instantly send you to other people's channels to go check other people out. If or when I suggest you guys to go check things out. All right. Again, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really, truly appreciate it. And I will check you guys all later. Bye.